Good morning, welcome back. Well, high protein, low carb, gluten free. You probably think you're doing the right thing when reaching for a snack, but just because something comes from the health food aisle doesn't mean it's good for you.
That's disappointing, isn't it? Misleading labels and clever marketing can make grocery shopping a bit tricky these days. So how can you decipher what's nutritious and what's not? To help us make sense of it all, we welcome back nutritionist and dietitian Gemma O'Hanlon. Hello, Gemma.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We all know how important protein is, but you've got a bone to pick with protein chips.
Well, protein chips, they're still chips. So they're still going to be quite moreish. We tend to overeat them. They're often high in salt as well. So I think we're also, in Australia, we've got a bit of a protein craze at the moment. It's interesting, 99% of Aussies under the age of 70 are meeting their protein requirements. So naturally, we're meeting our protein requirements anyway. We don't need these
So it's all
protein
just marketing
chips.
spin and bluster.
Absolutely marketing spin. But if you want a higher protein healthy snack, go for something like chickpeas. So these ones, they've got fibre, protein, low GI, keep you fuller for longer, and they're a really good one, and they come in healthy portions as well.
Healthy portions. And you also said you can do that yourself in an air fryer.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a really good
That's
tip.
chickpeas.
Okay, what about low carb? Low carb sounds nutritious, but you say we just can't pick up anything in the health food aisle.
No, and low carb is another trend at the moment. I'm seeing these low carb bars everywhere. They're chocolate coated. You turn over the back of the packet, you look at the label. It's an alphabet of additives. They've got so many artificial sweeteners, so much rubbish in there, and they're also quite airy. You pick them up, they're really lightweight, there's nothing to them, and you're going to be hungry. It's probably going to actually increase your sugar cravings. So instead, go for a whole grain bar, so something with rolled oats, nuts and seeds. These ones only have about 5 grams of sugar, about a teaspoon, which is actually quite good for a muesli bar. So that will be much more substantial.
Okay.
All right. Jen, what about when it comes to fruit? I feel like this can be quite confusing because you see a bit of mango there and you think, it's good for me.
Yeah. So I grew up with these ones, the apricot bites. I mean, they're actually only 40% sugar. Sorry, 40% fruit. The rest is kind of sugar and coconut. Whereas these ones, your natural dried fruit, it's just the fruit that's been dried. The thing with dried fruit, it's healthy, but you just got to watch the portion. So about 30 grams a portion. So if you like your dried mango, go for 3 of those.
I mean, it's hard to stop
about
at
a
3
small
though,
handful.
isn't it?
It is. You just portion it out and snack mindfully, maybe with some nuts as well.
Right, so don't open the whole packet and sit there with the packet.
That's it.
Okay. I find sushi confusing. I love sushi, and then people go, oh, but it's the rice, it's full of sugar. So please can you help us out with the sushi?
Yeah, sushi is not high in sugar. There's only a tiny bit of sugar added with vinegar to the rice to actually sort of glue it together and make it sticky. It's less than a teaspoon of sugar in one nori roll. So don't be worried about the sugar. Also go for, so instead of your deep fried fillings, like your crispy chicken,
like
my partner loves those. I try to steer him towards something like salmon and avocado, tofu, cucumber, that sort of thing. Avocado, fantastic. Also, the soy sauce is a bit of a killer.
It's tiny though.
It is. But, if you had 2 of those fish packets, that will contribute a third of your sodium intake of the day.
Salt.
So it can easily add up. And salt increases our blood pressure, which increases our risk of a heart attack or stroke.
Okay.
So be careful with the salt.
If salt's not a problem in your diet, can I still have the little soy sauce?
Well, what I do is I just put a little drizzle. So you can have it just...
She's mean,
again,
isn't she?
it's portion. Just a little tiny bit is all you need.
Jen, talk to us about some vegan products as well. I think we tend to assume that they're good for us.
Yeah, and look, I mean, vegan cheeses, personally, I'm not a fan of the taste, but nutritionally, they're not very good either. They're made on coconut oil. So coconut oil is high in saturated fat. It increases our cholesterol. And these cheeses, they're marketed, the green colours, the bio labels. You think about what coconut oil looks like, and this is cheese. So they've got to add a lot of flavours and starches and, all sorts of additives, colours to get it to look like cheese. Whereas if you just go for your normal cheese, real cheese, that is a fermented food. It's a healthy food, and you can enjoy the real stuff.
Would you suggest people avoid it?
Well, yeah, I think
better to avoid than having
there's
something.
definitely better options. Absolutely.
Just quickly there, with the milk, I find the milk, everyone's now onto oat milk or almond milk. I find the milk area very confusing. So I can't tell what I do. Unsweetened. Is that the way to go?
Yeah, because some of these plant-based milks are quite high in sugar.
Yes.
So unsweetened is obviously better. Now, this milk, this macadamia milk, you probably think you're doing the right thing, but there's only 2.5% macadamias in there. The rest is water, so you're basically paying for water. A little bit of nuts and additives. And a lot of these plant-based barista milks also have extra gums and emulsifiers and things like that in them, which is not really good for our gut health. There's one ingredient in this milk, and that's milk. So I think go back to basics, go back to the real deal, and forget these.
Stick to the real thing.
Yeah, and also these ones are quite low in protein and can be low in calcium as well.
And can be expensive.
Walk us through this last one. Don't be fooled by sugar-free, gluten-free.
Yeah, well, gluten-free doesn't mean healthy, even though it's often found in the health food aisle. So gluten-free is for people with celiac disease or non-celiac gluten sensitivity. These rice crackers are quite high GI. You can eat a lot of them, and you know there's not much nutrition. Instead, go for whole grain crackers or crisp bread.
Yeah, okay.
You're going to get a lot of goodness in there, fibre, whole grains, keep you fuller for longer. And same with sugar-free. I mean, a recent study from Monash University just published, just this month, found that 1 can of soft drink per day, diet soft drink, increases your risk of type 2 diabetes by 38%. So diet drinks are not any healthier than regular soft drinks. A better option is something like coconut water. It's natural sugars. Again, there's one ingredient in here, and it's refreshing. I often have a glass of coconut water on ice when I get home from work, and it's really refreshing.
Is it high in sugar?
Hydrating. No,
It's not?
It's not high in sugar.
What about the chocolate coconut milk?
Which your boys are
Chocolate
doing.
milk, chocolate
It's not
water.
too bad.
It's not too bad?
It's absolutely not too bad.
okay.
Far better off having something like this or a kombucha, even with natural
Thank you,
foods.
Gemma.
You've ruined my
Thank you.
day. No soy sauce and no Diet Coke.
Thanks,
for that.
Gemma. Really informative.